If you have not heard, I'm doing a thing. And that's why we're all here. So, what I'm doing over the next 30 days is I am letting you in on my journey as a $1 million business owner. And boy, is this thing a journey. So, over the entire month, I'm going to be sharing behind the scenes as I continue to up-level myself and up-level my brand. I'm going to be just sharing you what's happening with me on this road to building this $30 million company that I desire to build. I'll also share lessons that I've learned. I'm going to have conversations with people who walk alongside me on this journey because here's the deal. And this is what I really want you to know for those of you who are out there trying to do this entrepreneur thing alone is a rookie mistake. And I don't want you to do rookie things because rookies don't go to the pros, and I want you to be in the pros. So I just want to really give from my overflow, and you'll hear me talking about that a lot. I'm literally living a life that I could only dream about way back when. And there's a lot of abundance there. And so my desire is to not only share in abundance from a financial point of view, but also to share in abundance from just a wisdom perspective. Plus, I've got gifts for you. So I know it's my birthday, but this year I just want to give. So here's how you get your birthday celebration gifts and how this is going to work. So to grab your gifts, there's a link above this video, and I'll probably come and put it in the chat as well. You just go to bit.ly/unlock millions, bit.ly/unlock millions. When you go to that page and you donate, you will get amazing resources from 7 different experts plus myself that will help to fast track your business success. And so I'm going to break down what's in each of those gifts. I'll give you a little peek what's inside. So my friend and CFO of my company, Michelle Cooper, is giving a membership to Sacred Money School, which is something that she does to help entrepreneurs really get grounded around money in their business from an internal perspective as well as a practical perspective. My friend Darnell Jervy Harmon, who I'm actually going to be having a powerful conversation with live tomorrow, so you don't want to miss that, 12:30 Pacific time, is gifting you her Profit from Live Events training, like the full training for you to get access to that. That comes complete with a checklist. Live events is one of the number one ways that I've made money. When I talk about having $1 million month or $1 million year, those are $1 million day, those have all happened from a live event. So you want to grab that. My friend, past client, badass Melissa Seaman is gifting her Genius Revealer mini course that's going to help you really tap into your true genius, your soul's gifts, your right role, your life purpose through a series of assessments that you take. You're also going to get the top performing 100 social media posts from my good friend, Molly Mahoney, who is a ninja at using social media and live video to build your business into the millions of dollars. And there's so much more. I mean, we've got things like a quick start guide to writing your book in 30 days or less. And there's other things in there as well. I'm not going to go through them all, but I do want to share this. Along with all of this incredible goodness, you're also going to get access to my Money Making Masterclass course, which you cannot purchase anywhere. Only my highest level clients get access to this. So the Money Making Masterclass course is the strategies that have generated millions in my business over the last few years. So this gift alone is worth $1,500. And I'm so freaking excited to be able to gift it to you and to share it with you. Here's the deal. I have used masterclasses. Some people call them webinars. I don't look at them as webinars because I like to use face-to-face. I like to use Zoom, not always just slides and talking at people. So you'll see that inside of the strategy. But I've used masterclasses to create 6-figure months over and over and over again. And it is an absolute great strategy when you know what you're doing, when you know how to create one that actually converts and works to bring in cash and clients. So here's what I know. You can for sure create tens of thousands of dollars just from this gift alone, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's my gift to you for partnering with me to raise money for charity. So I want to share with you the way that it works. This is the cool part about it. I've set up this as a donation, right? And you'll be able to grab all of these gifts for as little as a $48 donation. Why? Because it's my 48th birthday, yo. And so feel free to donate more if you like to. Give from your abundance and your overflow as well. If you decide to donate more, all you have to do is just name your price when you sign up, okay? Whatever you donate is going to be matched by me dollar for dollar up to $5,000. How cool is that? And 100% of the proceeds are going to go to an organization called Knock Knock Angels. And I'm actually going to do a live stream video with them as well so that you can get to know the founder of that company and know what we're doing. And here's what Knock Knock Angels does. And here's the deal. I've known her for more than 20 years. So Knock Knock Angels actually works with displaced families and veterans to help them find housing and to refurbish the homes that they're in. So it's just a beautiful organization. When you go to the page, there's a video there where you can see the work that she's been doing in the world. And I'm just super excited to have the capacity and the ability and the community and the influence to be able to impact this incredible organization in this way. So the minimum goal is that we band together as a community and raise at least $10,000 over the next 30 days for this organization. Can we do this, family? Can we do this? Y'all ready for this? So here's the deal. The resources, they're only going to be available for a limited time. They're only available through my birthday bash to the end of this month. So sign up now. Help me celebrate my birthday. Let's kick off this thing with the bash. With a bang, and donate today. Again, starting at $48, but name your donation, okay? Let me do this really quickly, and I'm going to jump into what I want to share with you today. For those of you who are just getting introduced to me, I want you to know who I am. I'm Shameca Tankerson. My business crossed the $1 million mark in 2020 during the pandemic when people were seeing lots of contraction. I was expanding. I've created multiple $1 million months. And in fact, I've had a $1 million day. Yes, my company created $1 million in a 24-hour period of time. My company is also number 310 on the Inc. 5000 list. That means I'm an Inc. 500 CEO, top 500 fastest growing companies in America. And it's also number 2 on the list in personal development, coaching and consulting. So there's only one other company in this industry that's above me on that list. Here's what I'm known for. I'm known for helping my clients rapidly transform their leadership, their self-leadership, and creating 6 figures fast, like 6 figures in a month, 6 figures in a day, and creating their annual income in 90 days or less. So today, and all this month, like I said, I'm going to be sharing the lessons that I've learned while creating and growing this $1 million business. I'm going to be sharing strategy, mindset, routines, even resources. And there will also be fly on the wall, if these walls could talk style kind of conversations with my friends and colleagues who are also building and growing companies at this level. And I think that's so important because I can give you my perspective, but when you can have a conversation with others who are all growing and on a similar journey, and you kind of get to see what's happening, because a lot of people don't share the behind the scenes. We have these conversations with each other, and sometimes we're talking to each other and we'll say things like, man, we probably couldn't say this in public. And then I'm like, no, let's do it. This actually just happened on Sunday. My friend, Afreen Khan, who's actually going to have a conversation with me around being a woman of color in the industry. We were talking about it. We were talking about the things that happened. We were talking about this on Sunday. She was here at my house, and she was like, oh, I wish we could just talk about this. This needs to be talked about, but we just can't. And I said, let's do it. And so we're going to do it, because without this, if somebody doesn't go first, then things don't change, right? We don't get the information that we need to shift things, right? So we're going to be having these conversations where you just get to grab a drink, a notepad, and just listen to us talk. We'll dialogue with you through questions if you have questions, and communicate in that way. But there's a lot that goes behind the scenes. The high highs are normally shown, but the breakdowns, like when we don't make the right decisions and we have to, recalibrate. We want to talk about those things so that you know that they're coming. And when it happens with you, you don't think that something's wrong with you, because that's what happens to most people. The majority of people who cross $1 million in their business never do it again. They do it once and they never do it again, because they do start to experience some of the things that we're going to talk about, some of the breakdowns that we're going to talk about, some of the decision fatigue and different things we're going to talk about. And because they have no community, or they have no awareness that this is par for the course, it's part of the growth journey, they end up retracting and going back to the level that they were at, because that seems easier, when all they need to do is understand that it's par for the course and know what to do to continue on to be able to do it again and again. This will be our 5th year, either our 4th or 5th year at $1 million, right? And I'm here to tell you there's stuff to talk about. And so we're going to talk about all those things this month, and I'm happy to share it with you. Today, what I want to start this conversation off with, and then this is going to kick it off, is the ultimate truth that changed everything for me in my ability to create at the level that I'm able to create, to allow myself to go beyond dreaming of having a 6-figure or multiple 6-figure business as my ceiling, to literally allowing $1 million to come into my company in a single day. The baseline thing that I am always battling against as an undercurrent to my expansion is shame. Now, we all have something, but I want to talk about shame and how it showed up in my life and the decisions that I had to make. And whatever that baseline undercurrent is for you, I want you to start to dig into what that is and apply the principles I'm going to give you today to that for yourself. Because it's not new level, new devil. It's new level, same devil. It just expands into the version that you are today. So what I try to get my clients to understand, and people that I come into contact with, and anytime I'm able to have these conversations about this growth journey, is whatever was going to stop you, or whatever stopped you from having your first 6-figure year, is the same thing that's going to stop you at $1 million. And the same thing that's going to stop you at 10 million. And the same thing that's going to stop you at 50 million or 100 million, or could stop you. You have to be aware. And if you believe like, oh, I thought I handled that, and oh my gosh, I'm such a loser, you're having those types of conversations, you will retract, you will contract, you will go backwards. If you understand that it's just a new lesson, right? Where you're peeling off the layers of this thing that's been a part of you, been a part of the unconscious conversation that you have been having with yourself probably for most of your life. When it comes up, it's easier to recognize it, have awareness around it, and begin to make decisions to shift. So I want to talk about shame, because I feel like a lot of you will also find yourself in this story. So shame has been a recurring theme in my life. Shame beckons me to pretend that I don't make as much money as I do. Shame reminds me of how broke I used to be daily. Shame causes me to play down my accomplishments and the results that my clients get. And trust and believe, my clients are winning big. Shame whispers, you better not never tell nobody but God. Like Mr. said in The Color Purple. Here's the deal. Even though you guys see me posting client wins, I don't post all of them, because that undercurrent of the conversation says too much, Shameca. Just give them enough to see that there's some results happening over here. But we win big, and we win often. I'm never at a loss for another case study and another case study and another record-breaking month, day client for anyone. And here's the deal. Shame has robbed me of enjoying and celebrating other really fulfilling moments on this journey in my life. But not today. We're going to flip the script on this, right? Because it's a big freaking deal. You're a big freaking deal. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow when Darnielle and I get together. I always say, you are the prototype. We are the prototypes for what you're trying to create. Most of you have big dreams and there is nothing. There's no blueprint in front of you. You've not seen anybody achieve at the levels that you've achieved, make money at the levels that you've been making. And so you're kind of shooting in the dark. And when you understand that, sometimes you got to stop a little bit and just pop our collars for what we've been able to do so far with what we have been given, right? And so I want you to begin to celebrate yourself, but I also want to gift you with 3 things that allow me to come into awareness of even knowing this shame, right? For me, it's shame, and there is a slight bit of unworthiness in there, even though I know I'm badass at what I do, right? I'm super confident and certain in so many areas. Remember, this is an unconscious conversation that's happening under the surface, right? As you expand, when you are comfortable, you are most in control of the conversation, even though you can't control your unconscious, but you feel in control because control is an illusion. But as you expand and grow to the next level, the next level gets scary. The next level leaves space for the undercurrent to rise to the surface because there are so many unknowns. There's less certainty. And so those conversations bubble up. So I want to give you 3 things to support you in having and being able to recognize and have an awareness around those undercurrent type conversations so that they don't behave like a noose around your neck, right? I think it was, I can't remember who wrote the poem, but I think it was Langston Hughes. There's a poem he has that says like a cable tow around my neck. For some of you, for some of us, and I know for me in the past, this thing was a cable tow around my neck. I couldn't figure out why it seemed like everyone else around me could just achieve with ease, but I was stuck. And listen, it was definitely me versus me all day. Still is to this day. But I own that, recognize it, and do the work every day. First truth, tell the truth. First thing, tell the truth. Write that down, tell the truth. So I've told this story before, but I want to share it again because a few years ago, I hired somebody to support me in my business when I wanted to take it from just doing a few $100,000 a year. I think I was probably at about $150,000 to $180,000 a year. I know at the point where I contacted her, I was doing about $10,000 a month every month was what I knew I could count on myself to do. And then I would have these big windfall months and then back to 10,000. So 10,000 was like my floor. And so I was very certain about that. And I got on a call with her and told her like, I'm ready to grow my business. And she asked me how much money did I want to make? And I said, $500,000. And she kind of like scoffed. And I'm gonna tell you guys who it is because she's around in the world. And she scoffed and she said, well, why are we even on the phone with each other? Because I help people who want to make millions, not people who want to do $500,000. I have this whole story about how $500,000 was just enough. But as I began to listen to her, and it's Stephanie Sinclair. So in 2017 or 2016, we worked together for a year. In that moment, as she was talking, the truth began to bubble from the surface. See, I had pushed the truth down and locked it away behind, with lock and key, a padded lock, and behind a brick wall that I had put up, and then concrete in front of that, to save myself from feeling like I was a failure. To save myself, I said, no, I only want to do this much. And how many of you do that, right? And here's the deal. On that call, there was an awakening, and those walls and that padlock, the chains just fell off. And I remembered who I was. Like Mufasa told Simba, remember who you are. I remember that I always desired to create $1 million business, right? It was just 1 million at the time. That was always my desire, to be $1 million business owner, to be in Jet magazine, because I didn't think we can get on Forbes because, life be lifing. Anyway, to get in Jet magazine, to all of this type of stuff, right? It's funny because I this magazine ink, I'm in it. I don't know what page it's on, so I'm not going to flip it to it. But this magazine right here, I have an article inside of it. And that was always a desire of mine, but I'd stopped telling the truth because life had beat it out of me. And so sometimes we don't tell the truth about our desires because we want to save ourselves from ourselves, to placate ourselves, right? To keep ourselves safe. And so this whole process of growing into millions from where you are starts with being honest and telling the truth. I cannot tell you how many conversations I have with entrepreneurs who are lying to themselves about what they desire, how they're going to get there. The number of conversations with people who are like, I'm just going to put my head down, do the work. I'm like, you've been doing the work for 3 years. You're still at the same level. You have not even made it to the first benchmark. Obviously, that doesn't work. So let's tell the truth, right? Here's the thing. Once you start telling the truth, it becomes easier to let go of and release that undercurrent conversation. So whether it's shame, unworthiness, I'm trying to think of all the things that it can be. It can be a host of things, right? But let go of it. So for me, it was about letting go and releasing the shame about how much I desired to create money in my life, or the shame about what I had not created up till now. Letting that go and releasing it and just being in the present moment of what I'm currently deciding to create. So tell the truth. The next thing is future cast yourself. So here's the deal. The way the brain works, the way the mind works, it does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So when you are in a movie theater and you get scared when you're at a scary movie, or you have the anticipation moment in any type of movie and you're like, what's going to happen? And you can just viscerally feel it in your body. It's because your brain, even though you know you're not in the movie and that you're not in danger, your brain doesn't know that. It cannot tell. So one of the most powerful tools that we have is partnering with the way that our brain works, to not look at the gap that we have and where we're not at, but to only focus on what we desire to create as if it's already done. Because your brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So when your focus is on what you are desiring to create, what happens is all manner of coincidences start to show up in your world where it actually becomes your reality, or things show up to support your reality. So those of you who focus on the negative so much, the lack, the clients who show up who say they can't afford it, and you're constantly talking about all the bad things and the wrong things and all the things, it keeps showing up and keeps showing up because you get confirmation of what you are seeking. The way that your brain works, and I'm not going to go into it in detail today, I may do it on another call, it will confirm exactly what you are searching for. It's the way that it's designed. So you want to begin to have a practice of future casting yourself. Not I'm going to create, but I have created. Putting yourself in the space of it's a done deal daily, multiple times a day. Even in the way that you talk and speak about how you are creating and what you are creating in your business. I remember when I had the desire, this was back in 2018, to have my first, it actually happened in 2017, beginning of the year of 2018. 2017, I made a decision I wanted to have my first six-figure month. In 2018, I started this mantra that came out of a retreat that I had attended where we had to do these declarations. And one of my declarations was, I'm the type of woman who creates 100K months. I'm the kind of woman who has clients who pay her $10,000 in full. No questions asked. And that just became my mantra all the time. It's how I began to live and breathe as it is my reality, not I wish I can, I hope I can. And boom, things just started to happen. By the time 2019 hit, I was having six-figure month after six-figure month, and it started in 2020. And that's how we crossed the $1 million mark that year. Here's the thing. I see a lot of people make decisions from where they are, not where they desire to be. And I'm not saying like bite off more. Well, actually, I do want you to bite off more than you can chew. I did a post in my group the other day and I said, listen, I became a big biter. That's just the deal. I decided that I was going to bet on future Shameca because I know she's winning. Not she's going to win, she's winning. And so we're going to roll with her. So look at How are you future casting yourself? How are you making decisions today as if it's already done? Last thing I want to gift you with. The last thing I want to gift you with today is become a vibrational match, become an energetic match for what you desire to create. Everything has a frequency. Everything. Scientists did a study. I don't know if it was a Harvard study. Can't remember where it's from. I learned this years ago and was actually in a church service, and it blew my mind. They did a study to determine if they broke down the nucleus of an atom, which is like the very core of an atom. Stuff all over my lips. What would they find? And so when they broke down the nucleus of an atom to the last particle, what they found was a sound wave, vibration. Now, if I want to go biblical, because I'm a God girl, make no bones about that. God spoke the world into existence. So I believe that your voice is the most powerful income creation tool that you have on the planet. Now, back up from there, because I'm about to go somewhere different and go all the way to church. Let's talk about this vibrational match. Everything, all matter, everything around this water bottle, you and I, my glasses, everything, the air around us is made up of atoms. It's all vibrating. Different things, depending on the shape, vibrate at a different frequency, fast or slow, high or low, a different frequency. Could be pitch, but let's just call it frequency, right? And so $1 million business or a 6-figure month is not on the same frequency because it's not made up of the same amount of atoms, right? It's not the same frequency as a $10,000 month, right? This is how I like to explain it to people. So luxury and abundance has a frequency, and so does lack and scarcity. And so what you want to do is to start making decisions that align your frequency to become a vibrational match to what you desire to create, not what you currently have. I did a vision board event and I spoke at it, and I invited a few friends. And so with these friends, I'm able to be Shameca and speak candidly. I wasn't thinking about it anyway. It just came out of my mouth. And they finished their vision boards and one of them showed it to me. And I was like, I said, so is that your vision board for what you desire to create or your vision board for what you already have? Like oftentimes we're making decisions from the place of what we know we can create instead of what we know is possible. Like God is limitless. There's limitless possibilities. You know, one of my favorite books is A Happy Pocket Full of Money. And I'm gonna wrap this up. A happy pocket full of money. I can't remember the page right now. I think it's page 38 or something like that. There's a paragraph that I just love, and I quote it often. The book A Happy Pocket Full of Money, just so you guys know, is by David Cameron Gikondi. So you can go pick that up. That's like, aside from the Bible, that's like my next Bible. I read it multiple times a year, a little bit at a time every day. But there's a passage that says, if you have a goal to become a millionaire or to create $1 million in your business by the end of the year, why set an arbitrary date? Because that's a mere grab a date. Why set a time frame or put a limit on what God or source can create in an instance? Can I tell you I could just run around the building? Right? Sometimes we make these low vibrational decisions based on what our experience of what we have created in the past. And we put these limits on this whole universal structure that is designed to support us to create whatever it is we can imagine, fathom, and even beyond that. Whatever we desire to bring into our sphere of influence, we can do it. But we go, well, last month I did 10,000. So this month I'm going to do 11,000. Then the month after that, maybe I'll push it to 15. And I've seen this happen again and again where clients are like, nothing, 6-figure month. right? Because they understand these principles. It's always working. And what I'm deciding to create today, I'm deciding being a vibrational match for what's already created in my future. It's a done deal. It's an inevitability. If your desire is millions, you're an inevitable millionaire if you so choose. Right? All right. So I want you to start thinking about becoming a vibrational match. And here's some practical ways that you can do that, right? Change the conversations you're having about and with money. Change the conversations about it. Check it. Low vibe, high vibe. What's the frequency you're operating on? If you had the dollar amount that you were looking for in your bank account, how would you be speaking today? Speak that way. What does she wear or he wear? How does she eat? Where does she eat? How much water does she drink? How does she make decisions? How is she supported? Some of y'all be like, I'm gonna do everything myself to save a buck. But the reality of it is if you were fully financed, you'd be fully supported. So what support structures can you put right now with the resources that you have, so you're not just at the default of just doing everything and exhausted all the time, right? This is the beginning of $1 million decision, right? Which I'm going to go deeper into as we continue this conversation, right? We'll talk about pricing, we'll talk about hiring, we'll talk about time blocking, we're going to talk about all the things. But for now, I just wanted to start here to open this conversation. And tomorrow, I'll be back at 12:30 Pacific time with a deeply revealing conversation with my friend, Darnielle Jervey Harmon. And we'll be talking making millions, losing millions, making it again, kingdom entrepreneurship, because we're both Bible thumping God girls. So let's not make any mistake about that. And we're going to have a host of conversations about a bunch of other stuff as well. But here's what I want to tell you. You don't want to miss this conversation. And so what I want you to do is head over to bit.ly, unlock millions, bit.ly, unlock millions, make your donation, grab your gifts, get your money making masterclass and all the things that are over there for you. Remember, the minimum donation, $48. But it's for charity, so be generous, right? You can give $100, you can give $500, you can get $1,000, you can give the whole 10 if you want to. 100% of the proceeds are going to go to Knock Knock Angels, which I'm super excited to support. There is a huge potential here for you to activate this next level of frequency, even in doing this right now. Make a decision from who you desire to be, not from where you are, right? There's a huge potential to activate the law of giving and receiving in your life, in your sphere of influence. I'm going to talk about the law of giving and receiving on one of the other days. So let's see how together we can make a difference here for this organization. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for celebrating with me all month long, for putting up with my shenanigans as they begin right now. Thank you so much for your generosity in advance and being willing to make a difference in somebody else's life. Here's to your millions, and I will see you next time for our next conversation. Thank you so much for watching my show, my channel. Here's what I want you to do. If you really love what you've been listening to, I want you to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. No, really, leave a comment. Like right now. I'm not going to stop talking until you leave a comment. Seriously.